How we doing, everybody? It's Poppin' Out of here back with another video. But first off, holy shit, we just hit 6 digits on our One Button WoW video. Over 100,000 views. That is crazy considering I started doing this YouTube thing like 3 weeks ago. We're at nearly 500 subscribers, so many likes, so many comments. I appreciate all the feedback. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate all the love you've been showing me because I would not be here without y'all. Now, I hate to be this guy, but 99.9% of y'all who watch my content are unsubscribed to the channel, meaning only 0.1% of you guys have actually subscribed. So if you like my content, if you like what we've been doing here on the channel, please make sure to subscribe. You can always cancel it later. So I appreciate all y'all have done, and to celebrate that, we're doing another World of Warcraft video. Today, I'm bringing you my top 5 best vacation spots in Azeroth. Yes. Now, I know a lot of y'all are balling on a budget. You're balling on a budget. So we're bringing you the top 5 best bang for your buck vacation spots as well. These will be cheap, relatively cheap when it comes to your gold spending, because we don't want to burn out all your pockets going to these fancy places like your Stormwinds and your, your Ogremars and your Dallarans and all of that, right? We want to keep more gold in your pocket out of the government's pocket, right? So we're going off the beaten path and finding 5 hidden gems for best vacation spots in Azeroth for y'all. So sit back, enjoy the video. If you like it, make sure to like and subscribe, and let's hop right in. Coming in at number 5 on our list is the great lost city of Vager. Okay, now this was once a great highborn city housing some of like the most revered night elves of Kalimdor, but it was swallowed by the Great Sea during the Sundering, right, and thought to be lost forever. So it's very Atlantis style. The queen at the time and a lot of the other night elves still wander the area. I would say that's the only dangers you might face when visiting this area. But outside of that, it is a beautiful underwater city, lots of caves to explore, lots of ruined buildings to go and hang out in, areas to stay for super cheap, like I mentioned. So we'd love to see that. And best of all, you get to live the experience of swimming with the sharks. Now, these whale sharks are massive. They are cute and cuddly. You can swim right up to them. Come to Vager, swim with the sharks, and explore the Atlantis-style city. Now, because it's an underwater area, players don't like to go there because it's harder to get to, right? So due to that reason, it's a lot cheaper. So great bang for your buck. Go visit the Atlantis-style city and enjoy yourself. Swim with the sharks and let me know how it goes. Coming in at number 4 on our list for best vacation spots in Azeroth is Volun. Now, Volun is located in the northwestern corner of Zandalar. It used to be inhabited by a bunch of trolls back in the day, but thousands and thousands of years ago, it was a massive jungle, super cool. And then during one of the wars 16,000 years ago, that came to a halt. A lot of death, a lot of decay going on there. So now it's a massive, like, dune-style desert, right? The super cool thing is it has now been essentially uninhabited by people. The only people who go there are the prisoners from Zandalar who get banished up there. Now, you shouldn't be worried about that. The prisoners are pretty easy to defeat, so you don't have to worry. It's not dangerous for tourists, right? But you'll fly around. It's got a lot of wildlife. It's almost like a safari. All these exotic animals you've probably never seen before. Lots of old landmarks there as well. But the creme de la creme, the flagship attraction of Volun is the Kraken. If you go to the very north end of Volun, swim out into the ocean a little bit, you'll see the underwater bar and you'll see the Kraken off in the distance. Now, the Kraken is super nice. There is a massive horn there that you'll blow and it'll come towards you. You'll be able to pet it. You'll be able to hang out with it. It's one of these 7 wonders of Azeroth. So 100% recommend going to see that. It is 100% worth your time. It's a pretty abandoned area, so the Airbnbs in the area are very cheap. You could get prime real estate in the ruins for little to no gold. So make sure to hit that on our top 5 vacation spots, and that's why Volun comes in at number 4. Coming in at number 3 on our top vacation spots is the Skolman. The Skolman is housed within a series of crypts that lie beneath the ruined keep of Kerdaro. And it was once owned by the noble Barov family, right? But it fell into ruin during the Second World War. And now Kel'Thuzad came with his Cult of the Damned to the area. And sadly, the Barov family fell into his influence. They were immediately killed and slaughtered by the Cult of the Damned. And then the Cult of the Damned turned the crypts into a school for necromancy, right? And that is what we now know as Skolman, okay? Although Kazan no longer resides there, so don't worry, but he's still got a lot of his fans there that will still remain there and teach necromancy. So if you are interested in raising the dead for whatever reason, I'm not judging you. You know, whatever you do in your own free time is not my problem, okay? If you're interested in learning necromancy, come here. They got some cool attractions. They got lots of bones. It's similar to like visiting the catacombs in Paris. It is super cool. They have paintings on the walls that follow you when you walk by, so it's like looking at the Mona Lisa. It is super cool. Lots of skeletons, lots of bones, lots of necromancers. You can see how they pull up the skeletons from the dead, and you'll learn a lot. And I think it is just a great vacation spot for you and the family, you and the kids, right? Now, although there is lodging on the coast of the island itself, I recommend staying in the nearby village off the island because I found it to be a lot cheaper, significantly cheaper, and just a short ferry ride or dragon flight away. So that is why Skolman comes in at number 3 on our list for top vacation spots in Azeroth. So coming in at number 2 on our spot will kind of go hand in hand with our number 1 as they're kind of in the same area. But it's important to mention this as almost separate things just because of how cool each different piece is, although I would recommend trying to hit them both while you're there, okay? And that is Deadwind Pass. Now, due to a recent string of hauntings and slayings, it's driven a lot of the locals out of the area. The only locals around there are the ogres, so which I highly recommend you avoid because they are hard to look at and they're kind of, you don't want to be in that area. Their camps are gross. It's just not. You don't go into the slums with their camps. But what I will say, this is a perfect vacation spot for the people looking to get away from everything, okay? What happened millennia ago, the Dark Titan commanded that all of the living things there be slaughtered, okay? They killed off all the living things in the area, and not only that, they ended up killing all of the living wildlife. All of the greens, all the vegetation, all the trees are all now dead. This is a super cool style area for those who want some alone time, who want to just hear the wind flying through their hair as they fly through ravines and creepy areas. Now, they have a couple attractions that are worth mentioning. The hangings, I think, are very special and tells a tale of a time before, where we've seen, they hung a lot of people. You can go look at the hung people. It's kind of cool, right? So I definitely recommend hitting the Deadwind Pass as there's a lot to explore, a lot to look at, and a lot of people dead. So go check that out, and that leads us straight into our number 1 spot. Coming in at number 1 on our list of top 5 bang for your buck vacation spots in Azeroth is probably someone you heard before, and that is Kazan. Now, we're not going into the dungeon of Kazan, we're not going into the tower. That is very touristy. We're going off the beaten path a little bit and finding an area that's very, desolate and alone and super cool that a lot of you probably have never heard of. And that is the Kazan Crypt. Now, it's called the Forgotten Crypt and it lies behind the tower of Kazan in the cemetery at Morgan's Plot, okay? Now, it's a little bit more difficult to get to, but if you're a hiker and you're interested in parkouring over some walls or through walls, totally doable. Now, once you get in there, lots of crypts, lots of dead bones, lots of cool things to explore down in there. And I guarantee you'll be the only person in there, which is awesome, right? And the main attraction, one of the 7 wonders of the world of Azeroth, is the Upside Down Sinners attraction. Now, this brings people from all over Azeroth to come and view this as it is a sunken grave of hooks coming from the ceiling down into the water and hundreds of people who were hung upside down in the water. It is a sight to behold. It is very interesting. So I 100% recommend you go and visit. Now, you can stay in Kazan, which I find to be a little bit more expensive due to the dungeon being right there, right? So I recommend going somewhere into Deadwind Pass as it's probably a lot cheaper. If maybe even go near the ogres. That might work out really well for you as it might be most bang for your buck, depending on how much you can afford, right? But either way, you have to visit the Upside Down Sinners at it is one of the coolest pieces in all of Azeroth. So make sure to check it out. And that concludes our video. So that's going to wrap up our video for today, which was the top 5 best bang for your buck vacation spots in Azeroth. I hope you all enjoyed. If you have other spots that you think is more affordable and very cool to go visit, please let me know in the comments. If you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe. I checked through all the comments, so let me know your feedback, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.